What is up, guys? This is Taylor, and incidentally, I think I'm going to hit 100,000 subs like while this video is rendering or while it's uploading. Regardless, that'd be pretty badass, or it'd be pretty embarrassing if it's not yet, you know, whatever. But anyway, this is not anything to do with my 100,000 video. If you are looking forward to my 100,000 video, I thought of something that I think you guys are going to think is really funny. That was the most convoluted, horribly structured sentence ever, and I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit my English teacher isn't here. I don't even take English anymore. I speak English. But anyway, so I always do these personal kind of videos, and these ones are always the ones that kind of get the best reception. So if you enjoy these kind of personal story things, leave a like and just to show that you appreciate it. And yeah, so thank you for that. Anyway, so let me get on with this story. So, a little bit of background. Last week was midterms week for me. And midterms, if you don't go to college or university, just obviously in the middle of the term, you have big tests to kind of see what you've learned so far, and generally they're cumulative, and so there's just a big shitstorm right in the middle of the semester, and everybody's trying to scramble together. It's like you sit down, you look over everything, and you're like, well, I am profoundly misinformed as to what this class was about, and I don't even know what any of this stuff is, and then you have to kind of panic for a while, have a few little like heart palpitations and freaking out. Maybe that's just me. I have stress problems. I always freak out about grades. But anyway, so right before my marketing, god damn it, Hutch jumping online, ruining me. But anyway, so right before my marketing midterm, marketing is a business class. I was standing outside the lecture hall, kind of studying. There's about 20 minutes till the exam started, and there were a bunch of people out there. It's a class of like 250, 300 people, and so there were a ton of people who were there early. Obviously, probably like 50 or 100 people, all just standing around studying. And it's kind of like one of those social situations. Like it's the same kind of structural paradigm as there is like outside of an elevator. In social situations, at least in the United States and in most of Western culture, I would think, nobody really feels pressure to talk to you if you're in an elevator or waiting for someone by the elevator. It's kind of just understood, all right, we're both just on here trying to get where we're going. We don't need to talk. We don't need to make this awkward. There's no reason to do that. Whereas like if you're standing in like a line at a superstore or something, like you may say something to the other person just trying to be friendly, but it's kind of just understood at an elevator that's like, you don't want to see me, I don't want to see you, let's just look at each other, raise our eyebrows a little bit, yeah, I see you, and then kind of just go on with our day. And this was the kind of like social get together that I thought that was. I was like, all right, everyone is studying, everybody knows that everybody wants to study, and so let's all just study and then go take this test and then enjoy our weekend, because everyone knows Wednesday night is when the weekends start, obviously. Yeah, no, not on midterms week. But anyway, so I'm sitting there studying, people all around, like really nobody's talking. It's almost like a library. And then out of nowhere, this decently attractive looking girl, like let me put it this way, she is definitely more attractive than me on that scale of attractiveness. So that's why it was shocking. So yeah, much more attractive than me, probably like a 7 or an 8 on the scale, but that really doesn't help because it's completely subjective and ridiculous, because you have those guys who like will look at Jessica Alba and be like, oh, she's a 6, I'm such a freaking stud, ooh, and then like you have those other guys who are like have no self-consciousness, self-esteem whatsoever, who downgrade themselves. But anyway, so God, a lot of tangents. So, but that's what makes a story good, you know. You gotta have a lot of tangents, a lot of things getting you into the story. So, anyway, so she's walking up to me, and I'm just studying, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. She would walk up to me. I mean, there's not even a seat next to me. There are chairs all over the place. I had chosen to stand, so I was just standing in the corner, and instead of going to get a chair, she walks over by me, and I'm like, all right, well, that's kind of puzzling. I guess she just wants to stand over here. Maybe she knows the other girl that I'm standing next to. That might explain it. And then she comes over and just starts standing, like, kind of awkwardly close to me, like, not, like, there was too much room for the amount of room that she was allowing between me and her, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know. I like personal space. I'm a big fan of space, and so kind of threw me off at first, and then she just started having a conversation. It started out normal enough, like pretty normal stuff, like, oh, how do you think you're going to do in the test? And I kind of feigned interest, and I was like, oh yeah, I think I'm going to do pretty good, but in my head I was just like, oh my god, shut up, I am in school mode right now, I'm trying to make this work, I really want to do well on this test. And I'd been studying for this test for days, for just a really long time. If you don't go to college, you really don't know how much it takes to study for these tests. It's just ridiculous the amount of content you're expected to remember. So I had busted my ass these last last few days, and I really wanted to make sure I had studied my best and gotten it up there. And so I'm just not in any kind of mode to be talking to another person, and she's like starting to flirt with me. And at the time, like, I don't even know. I have blinders on. I have retardation blinding goggles on, which, and looking back on it now, I'm like, oh my god, I must have looked so freaking stupid. This girl, like, for the first, like, it's just ridiculous. Like, for the first, like, probably 5 minutes she was talking to me, like, I didn't say, like, a single thing back, really. Just, like, short answers. I tried to make it apparent that I didn't want to talk to her. It was really rude, and I shouldn't have done that, and I feel bad about that. But then it started to get really weird, and she started asking me these really personal questions, and then she started telling me this story about how, like, a bunch of, like, guys, like, pulled over on the side of the road and started yelling at her, and, like, I didn't even know what to say. She was like, so, have you ever done that? And, like, pulled over on the side of a road and yelled at a girl and said, like, that she was foxy, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I've never actually done that, believe it or not. And she was like, oh, I mean, is that something a lot of guys do? And, like, it was just one of those, like, just, like, pandering attempts to try and get me to be like, wow, she certainly is attractive, and it seemed weird, because obviously this girl had very low self-esteem. She was trying so hard to get me to compliment her, and when I finally did, like, give her a few passive compliments just for the sake of, so I could be like, all right, please shut up, I just want to study now, she was, like, super, like, overjoyed. And then she asked me, and was asking me what I was going to do the next night, because it was homecoming night, and it's a crazy night here. That was last weekend. This crazy weekend. Wish I could tell you some more stories about it, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, so then she asked me what I was doing for that night, or the next night, which is the first night of homecoming, and I told her what I was going to do, and she was like, oh, do you want to come out and just hang out? And I in my head right now, like, it was so obvious that she wanted to go hang out with me. For some reason or another, she must have been attracted to me, which is, I don't know. Maybe she heard about my gaming prowess, you know? Girls are totally turned on by Twitter followings and YouTube gaming people who commentate it, and that's totally a normal thing to do with your life as a 20-year-old, you know? But oh, I'm gonna get myself depressed. So anyway, yeah, basically the moral of the story is don't freaking blow it. She gave me her phone number, and then I went the entire weekend without texting her, without calling her, didn't even think about it, and now I have her phone number, but I still haven't texted her, and so I can't tell her, like, hey, this is Taylor, you gave me your number, like, a week ago, and I kind of blew you off, and so, want to hang out? Like, it's kind of beyond that point, and so it's like, I can either text now and be a dick, or I could text later and be an exponentially bigger dick, you know, or I could just not text at all and just cut your losses, you know, and so that's the moral of the story, is don't get so wrapped up in stupid shit like school. Of course, school is important. This is not a good thing to, like, this is like an opposite of an after school special. Because screw school, it's worthless. It's the man putting you down. No, I'm kidding. But, like, just seize the day, seize the moment. If I hadn't been so preoccupied with school and with stressing out and with worrying so much about good grades, I would have recognized that was a golden opportunity for me to get to go out with a girl who was much too attractive, or much too attractive. That was poorly phrased. That was way too attractive to want to hang out with me. Like, frankly, I'm humble enough to admit that, and I should have seized that moment and, like, taken advantage of it, but I was too stupid, and I was like, it wasn't even like nerves or anything. Like, usually when, like, an attractive girl talks to you, like, and you realize, like, when it's like it's patently obvious that she's way more attractive than you, you're like, oh shit, I gotta step up my game. But, like, this time it wasn't even nerves. It was just like, oh my god, I didn't even realize how serious I was taking that test. And so that's the moral of the story for you. Live life. Like, situations like that happen a lot less than, you know, they do in movies, and so try and seize the day. Carpe diem. That's the moral of the story. And this gameplay is absolutely beast and badass, and so that guy's link is going to be in the description. You probably already realized that. 95-1, I think the score was. So that is muy impresivo for my Mexican subscribers. I actually made a joke like that about Hispanic people, and I had someone, like, put a really nasty comment like, that's what you think of Mexicans? And that's why I feel like I have to preface so many things I say with, like, just kidding, or, like, you know, I'm just joking, because I just, like, some people's sarcasm meters are just completely out of order. Anyway, that's all I've got to say for now. I hope you guys enjoyed, and be sure to check out this guy's channel because he's got some beast gameplay. Talk to you later.